Are we live?
Yes.
So everybody knows that we're here?
Yes.
And so I need to acknowledge the audience?
You don't
Okay.
have to, but
I don't have
I
to?
would advise it.
You advise it. Lonnie's here advising this morning. And boy, am I glad he's here advising this morning. Lonnie, are you recording this?
Yes.
Okay, let's go while we're recording this. Folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Before we go any further at 8:01 this morning, yesterday's show, how do I put this without saying it was my fault? What is another direction I can go in to say it's not your fault, yesterday's show, Lonnie, but it's not my fault, but I was the only one here. Try to help me frame this. I was the only one here. You were not here. So how can I turn it into your fault and not mine?
How can you turn it into my fault?
Yes.
You can't. But
Can't.
if you're just trying to take blame off yourself, you can blame it on the Gremlins.
Gremlins, okay.
You can blame it on the Democrats.
Oh, I like that already. I knew it, Lonnie. I knew it wouldn't take a full minute for you would come through. See, it just changed it too. You did it with less than 60 seconds. The Democrats attacked yesterday. No, we apologize for yesterday's show and what took place. Your host here, Lonnie, had to go do something, and your host just did not. I did not do something correctly. I was incompetent yesterday. Incompetent. Just couldn't do it. Now, before we get started, there's a couple things. You're going to want to call your friends at 9 o'clock. Let me see. Incompetent. Incompetent. Now, the definition, not having, you can totally not have, or you're showing, not having or showing the necessary skills to do something successfully. Interesting. We're going to talk about incompetent today. We're going to talk about that, 9 o'clock. By the way, that may parallel our Drain the Swamp Fannin County segment. So no matter where you're at, you're going to want to hear this Drain the Swamp, because we have talked to you before out there. If you're not draining the swamp in your local area, you need to stay tuned to this 9 o'clock segment. We've been working on a series called Drain the Swamp Fannin County, DTS Fannin County, and we're going to keep that going this morning. And maybe you want to pay attention to see how to drain your local swamp. Okay. Jeff Sessions, put the picture up of Jeff. Yeah, Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Jeff, where's Jeff?
He's coming. There he is.
Oh, I swear. He's taking the oath, right? That is your new Attorney General, Jeff Sessions. Okay, glad to have you there, new Attorney General. So let's just take a minute and remember what we have. See, one of the problems we're dealing with today is the shock of us finding out how bad, not only the Obama administration, how bad things truly are. Donald Trump on a daily basis brings something to surface. And Jeff Sessions, let's just take a second and congratulate the new Attorney General, Pocahontas, Warren. They all tried to take this guy down, call him a racist, everything. It was a what, 53-47 or 53. Anyhow, I think the only Democrat vote for Jeff Sessions is Joe Manchin. Now, Joe's in a particularly tough situation. He's from West by God, Virginia. He's the senator from West by God, Virginia. And Joe is stretching the old electric fence there in WV. And what that is he's trying to, it's like Operation. Joe Manchin, the senator, and I don't have his picture, but that senator, that's your new, let's get past this, Jeff Sessions. That is your new Attorney General. Thank God and God alone that Eric Holder is gone. Thank God and God alone that Loretta Lynch is gone. Okay? And thank God and God alone, that's your new Attorney General. And get ready. Get ready. If you thought they've been digging the dirt, you wait now. This Justice Department, they will be filling out discovery. There'll be people filling out discovery. I think you're going to see something out of this Justice Department. This is going to be a first in your lifetime of the people, because on the other side that we're not going to take too much time, Judicial Watch. Take a minute and read the Judicial Watch. That's just one. But read Judicial Watch website. They have not given up on so many of these things where Eric Holder, Hillary Clinton, that they've not given up on the corruption. Okay, so just pay attention to this Justice Department. But thank God that's your new Attorney General this morning in America. Congratulations, Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions. All right, take that down. Now, Joe Manchin, can you find me a picture of Joe Manchin? He's the senator of West Virginia while I'm talking about Eric. Glad to have you back here, Lonnie. I hate we're recording this. I mean, I need to edit some of these things because I may say nice things, and you'll have proof. Joe Manchin's a senator from West Virginia, and he is the soul. Now, don't forget this, folks, when it comes primary season, okay, election time, he is the sole senator on the Democrat side of the aisle that said yes to Jeff Sessions. Now, you're going to try to figure out, because Joe Manchin is in West Virginia, the best thing Joe could do is pick the right time to change as a Republican. He's from West Virginia. West Virginia is one of two states. I've told you this before. I think Oklahoma and West Virginia are the only two states in the United States that every single county went red. Okay, not even Wyoming. Every single county went red, West Virginia and Oklahoma. West Virginia has flipped. Although it's a small state, it's the Appalachian Mountains, very poor rural area in southern West Virginia. Get around Logan County, get around Boone County, Mingo County, all that. You get down there in southern West Virginia, it's been very poor areas, okay, throughout history. Predominantly a blue state, old Robert Byrd blue state, totally blue state, okay. This guy's father, grandfather, half of his, 2/3 of his family and ancestors, state senators. This guy's got state senators. This guy's the former governor there. Father, I think, former governor. I mean, family. Manchin name is as blue as can be, going way back in West Virginia, okay? That being said, West Virginia, the Democrats have done a successful job of turning West Virginia red. Now, Manchin's stuck. In the last campaign, Manchin was on the edge there in a red state running as the blue senator. And Manchin is tough because he had to come out and remember the gun ad, and he had to shoot the gun and everything like that, and pro-Second Amendment. He had to do some things that just got the conservatives to come out and vote for him anyway, because most of West Virginia still remembers it being a blue state. So it's not going to be the end of the world. You got a lot of people pulling that R lever in West Virginia that have pulled it for the D many a times years ago, but they've switched over. That being said, Manchin to me is the senator in the United States, is like the operation game. He's trying to stay off the electric fence. So why did he vote against Betsy DeVos, education secretary, and vote for Jeff Sessions? Because West Virginia is still predominantly a teachers union kind of state. They still got a lot of strength in the teachers union, okay? So Joe knows he can get the teachers union to come out and support him, and that people won't really take him to task in West Virginia for Betsy DeVos. They won't really take him to task. But let me tell you something. You get a candidate, a Republican candidate, to run against Joe Manchin that calls themselves the law and order candidate. Trust me, the law and order candidate goes a long way right now, and says and cuts a TV ad and says Joe Manchin's anti-law. One commercial of Joe Manchin and Eric Holder together. One commercial of Joe Manchin, Eric Holder, and Loretta Lynch together. And then a picture of Manchin voted against this guy, Law and Order, which he did not. So Manchin goes, let's get off this. I just want to clear this up. Really, Manchin goes for Jeff Sessions, and it's a political move for re-election. Saying that, we have the 8 to 10 senators, Democrat senators, up for re-election that are very vulnerable right now. Very vulnerable. All right, I just wanted to say that. So Manchin, I look for him to pull a Nathan Deal. Now, here in Georgia, many of you don't remember, but I do very clearly when Nathan Deal flipped from Democrat to Republican. Now, some of you can't recognize that today, that he's a Republican. Some of you just are confused at Governor Nathan Deal, but I remember when he flipped. I remember some of that. That is something I think could take place. Now, all the Republicans have already weeded out all the areas in the United States that need to flip, but as far as Congress, but I think Manchin is the one guy that could do that. All right, moving right along. What do you think? Do you think Donald Trump is wrong about his comments about the Supreme Court? Do you think he's wrong, not the Supreme Court, the judges? Judges. Do you think he's wrong about what he said yesterday? Just saying. Supreme Court gets a rare rebuke in front of the nation. Now, first of all, we have our Democrat of the day. And that's what they're doing. They're doing every possible thing they can, the Democrats. Molotov cocktails, lie, cheat, steal, burn down the cities, chaos on a daily basis. Some are saying the White House, things are starting to settle down a little bit. Starting to settle down. Well, he has no cabinet, folks. Well, we're concerned with him talking to all these foreign leaders. He only had a Secretary of State, 3 days ago, folks? I mean, seriously. They accuse the Republicans of being the party of no. But they are the party of chaos, total chaos. I mean, I haven't seen this much, I haven't seen a situation where we had to fight this much chaos and since Get Smart. Do you remember that, Lonnie, or are you too young for that? You remember Get Smart? I'm about ready to pull out the phone shoe and call chief, all right? It's chaos. Now, the Dem of the day, Elizabeth Warren won Dem of the day. It's like they roll a cake down the hall and they sing Dem of the day, and they're all excited. Who's going to be the Dem of the day? Yesterday, it's Blumenthal. Now, let me explain one thing to you here, and I hope you don't get upset the way I put that. Not like you don't know. But when a Supreme Court justice is nominated, like Gorsuch has been nominated, let's go to common sense. And that's what's wrong now is, Donald Trump works with common sense. So common sense is Gorsuch went through this massive vetting process through the White House first, okay? Gorsuch knows of comments Donald Trump's made concerning judges in the past, right? On the campaign trail, right? The Mexican judge, all right, in his case is Trump University case. So Gorsuch knows months ago Trump's comments. Gorsuch knows months who Donald Trump is. It's like he knew the campaign trail. He heard this guy. He knows he's going to put a travel ban in. Gorsuch knows all of this for a year. But yet, when asked, will you be, I don't know what happens in that room on that final day, but when asked, will you accept the nomination, if confirmed, of Supreme Court Justice of the United States? Gorsuch knows all of this, folks, from here to here. When he's asked that question, it says yes. Gorsuch knows everything about Donald Trump as far as his personality, who he is, how he is, and if you say something, he's going to come right back. He knows all this, right? But he knows this when he comes down the hall with Donald Trump, and they do the beautiful rollout. But the Dem of the day, Blumenthal, wins Dem of the day. Put up Blumenthal's picture. Oh, wait a minute. Why are they Dem of the day? That's not. There's Blumenthal. He's probably lying right there. I have a question. Why am I being so nice about this? Right? I mean, even Lonnie's confused of why I'm being so nice about this. Dem of the day. Aren't they donkeys? The Democrats? Donkeys? We're just going to go over it. This is the jackass of the day right here. Blumenthal's are jackass of the day. Dem who lied about Vietnam service calls for extreme vetting of Gorsuch. All right? Richard Blumenthal lied about combat for years. A Democrat senator who lied about his military service for decades is now calling on his colleagues to thoroughly vet the background of President Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee. Senator Richard Blumenthal, a member of the Senate committee that handles legal confirmation hearings, said that the appeal court judge Neil Gorsuch will face tough questions about his background. He said the Colorado-based judge will have every aspect of his background investigated by Democrat committee, members before his nomination to the nation's highest court. All right, Blumenthal singled out a report in the Journal that questioned whether Gorsuch participated in a bono legal programs while attending Harvard Law School. All right, Blumenthal's own credibility has been called into question since he entered public life. When Blumenthal first ran for Senate in 2010, the New York Times revealed that he had lied for years about fighting in the Vietnam War. Blumenthal repeatedly touted his supposed combat experience in speeches to veterans groups and civics organizations, saying he served in Vietnam. However, a review of his military records revealed that he procured 5 deferments from the military before joining the Marine Reserve. During the war, he traveled as far as west as Washington. He helped the Toys for Tots program, but never saw combat action. What is striking about Blumenthal's record is his contrast between the many steps he took that allowed him to avoid Vietnam in a misleading way. He often speaks about the period of his life now, especially when he's speaking at veterans ceremonies or other events reported. So we go there, right? Okay. Now, what happened yesterday? Blumenthal comes out and makes comments, right? Makes comments about what his conversation was with Supreme Court nominee Gorsuch. So let's get to that point. Your Supreme Court nominees go to meetings with senators. They're private meetings. Okay, it's not that you can't know, but they're private meetings. They're not open, they're one-on-one. And they go to the committee members and they sit down with them and they have a private meeting with these senators. Sit down. Those are supposed to be off the record, they're supposed to be confidential, and there's supposed to be an opportunity for the senator that's going to be asking questions, making decisions on moving this confirmation hearing forward to talk one-on-one without cameras rolling or anybody in the room in a confidential meeting with this nominee. But the jackass of the day comes out and reveals all this information that we find he may have embellished, right? Blumenthal may have embellished. Let me see what pops up. So let's see what we have here. We'll go with CBS. We'll just take this one. Neil Gorsuch says Trump's attack on judges are disheartening. In an earlier version of this story, said during a meeting with Senator Richard Blumenthal, the jackass of the day, Wednesday, Supreme Court nominee, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Supreme Court, Richard Blumenthal, Wednesday, Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch had called the president's remarks about the judiciary disheartening and abhorrent. Further reporting by CBS News, Margaret Brenner indicated that it was Blumenthal who used these words, and Gorsuch repeatedly agreed it was disheartening, though he did not use the word abhorrent. Damn! Blumenthal may have lied. Hell no, not a jackass. He may have lied, but I'll tell you what, you tell a lie and you can make the front page of everything. You can stop the whole news cycle. You could say see the idea, I tell you every day, the idea is to split. It's the media is helping in every way they can. The idea is to split Donald Trump and his nominees, his staff, his counselors, his advisors, any way they can. If they could get Donald Trump to come to the podium today and say, Sean Spicer needs to go. Steve Bannon needs to go because I'm in charge and the media's making it look like he's in charge. Oh, this Supreme Court nominee says this, he needs to go. Okay? Anything they can do on a daily basis to see if they could just try to divide Trump and stop him exposing their lies, they're cheaters. They cheated everything. They cheated Monopoly. What the hell? I know he moved 9 spaces. That's the kind of people these people are. This is who you're dealing with. Guy rolls an 8 and moves 10. It's that simple. Even a 9th grader knows that. That's what Trump said yesterday. I got to get back on track here. But Margaret Brennan indicated that was Blumenthal. So let's say in a private meeting, Blumenthal saying to the guy, it's just disheartening. And the guy said, yeah, okay, disheartening. Yeah, I can go with that. It's disheartening. It's disheartening the way he has spoke about the judges, the separation of powers. It's demoralizing. Yeah, I guess I can go with that because you're not going to shut up till I do. Folks, this guy is a liar. Are you realizing back-to-back liars? All the way. I mean, you go Maxine, all of them. Pocahontas. All right, Native American, a liar. We found that out. Maybe running against Kurt Schilling, maybe in trouble. A liar. Blumenthal, a liar. But the media treating them like, isn't it interesting that you would have Elizabeth Warren, a liar, Blumenthal, a liar. Okay, I don't say embellish or mishandle the truth. I am so tired of that. That's why I like Donald Trump as the president. We are tired of hearing, well, it wasn't exactly a truthful statement. Damn it, that's a lie. Well, they embellish the facts a little bit. Damn it, that's a lie. They're liars. That's what I like about Trump. They're liars, period. I mean, we're just going to go for it. We've been waiting for years. Anyhow, Elizabeth Warren, a liar. Let's see. Blumenthal, a liar. Brian Williams, a liar. Reporting it, right? All of them. Seriously, folks. The media treat these people as the most honest people. It's a private conversation. And I have to come here today, and I hope others will come here today and tell you the truth about what happened with Blumenthal and Gorsuch yesterday. And it's a shame that they are trying to tear down the institution. I hear all the time, Mitch McConnell is a man of the institution. I hear that all the time. And on a daily basis, these whack jobs, there's a jackass of the day every day. Now, all of them are basically jackasses because they're Democrats. There's a donkey and a jackass. But somebody gets prize of the day. And this guy is jackass of the day, bottom line, a liar. Now, before we go to break, the media they're just appalled. They are just shaking their head. Donald Trump is not understanding the separation of power and the executive branch calling out the judicial. We've not seen anything like this, right? Supreme Court gets a rare rebuke in front of the nation. I just want to know if anybody is reading this. In front of the nation, okay? Sitting right there on the front row. It is unusual. It is not unusual for presidents. And this is January 28, 2010. Now see, here's the thing that I like about, well, I'm saying this facetiously. Here's what I like about the New York Times. If only they knew this would come back to haunt them one day, would they have ever written it, okay? Supreme Court gets a rare rebuke in front of the nation. Adam Liptak, January 28, 2010. It is not unusual for presidents to disagree publicly with Supreme Court decisions. So they can, it's not unusual for them to disagree with the court, okay? But they tend to do so at news conferences and in written statements. Hell, yesterday, Trump came out, a news conference or a statement, statement, and said he's not happy with those judges. And, a ninth grader knows this, and he read the actual 1952 immigration and nationality law, all right? So, but not in a justice's face. President George W. Bush, for instance, did not hesitate to criticize the 2008 ruling recognizing the rights of prisoners held in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. But he did it at a news conference in Rome. President Richard M. Nixon said he was disappointed with the 1974 decision, ordering him to turn over the tapes that would end his presidency in a statement he read by a lawyer. But President Obama's approach at the State of the Union address Wednesday night was more personal. No, hell no. I thought only Trump caused a constitutional crisis. I only thought Trump did something that's never been heard of before. I thought only Trump did things that was disheartening to the judge or the judicial system or demoralizing. No, it wasn't demoralizing. Sitting on the damn front row as a Supreme Court justice that half of them won't come anymore because of this. President Obama's approach at the State of the Union address Wednesday night was more personal, and he seemed a little self-conscious about it. Before he began his attack on Supreme Court decision, not yet a week old, Mr. Obama added a few words that had not been in a prepared text. He went rogue Obama. The new preface, with all due reference to separation of powers, seems to acknowledge that he was aiming unusually rhetorical fire at several Supreme Court justices sitting right in front of him. Justice Samuel Alito Jr., one of the justices in the majority, in the decision under attack, shook his head as he heard the president's summary of Citizens United versus Federal Election Commission and appeared to mouth the words, "not true." We'll go back to that after the break. Right in front of the Supreme Court justices, Obama treated them the way he treated them. But yesterday, what Trump did is clearly not understanding the separation of powers. I'm going to come back. We're going to go deeper into that. And at 9 o'clock, folks, Drain the Swamp, Fannin County. Folks, I can't help it. I have to do this because every day I wonder, when will Chairman Stan Helton just take total control? Because there's some things the guy has got going in the right direction. But the biggest thing that he needs is counsel, and you have to humble yourself and say, hey, I need counsel in certain areas. My God, that's what he needs, and he needs to make a change. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back after these messages. 706-889-9700. 706-889-9700. Or you can email me at chief@fetchernews.com. Who is going to be the next Georgia chair of the Republican Party? We're going to be finding that out pretty soon. And Tom Price today, HHS, that'll leave a nice hole in the 6th district of Georgia. Politics on a daily basis. Take us a break, Lonnie.